Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, March 18th, 2024. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. Holy cow. Now that was a parade. I'll tell you, Johnny O'Leary took a risk moving the Annapolis St. Patrick's Parade to this weekend, and boy, did it pay off. I have never seen a crowd of that size in Annapolis for any event. Congrats to everyone who put it all together. And just a quick reminder, in case you are not signed up, our daily news recap newsletter is great for news that happens after this drops in the morning and what happens over the weekend. It's local, it's free, it hits your email inbox at 7 p.m. every night, and I'm going to drop a link right here in the show notes for you. Anyhow, we do have a bunch of news to catch up on, so shall we? U.S. Customs and Border Protection officials reported a significant marijuana bust at BWI Airport. On Friday, February 25th, officers seized 32 pounds of marijuana valued up to $150,000 in the U.S. and even more in Europe from a London-bound passenger suitcase. The 22-year-old California woman hasn't been charged yet as the investigation is continuing. Adam Rotman, who's the customs director for the area of Port of Baltimore, emphasized that despite marijuana decriminalization in some states, bulk smuggling remains federally illegal. This does follow a recent drug seizure at Washington Dulles International Airport, which was including 53 pounds of marijuana being smuggled by a Charles County woman. Orlando Ray Coleman, 44 of Millersville, Maryland, has been sentenced to 8 years in prison for his involvement in a fentanyl distribution conspiracy. This sentencing is a result of a collaborative efforts between federal and local law enforcement. Coleman was identified back in November of 19 as a key figure in distributing drugs, including fentanyl, in the Annapolis area. Searches in May of 2021 led to significant seizures, including over $39,000 in cash and various drugs. Now, Clarence Kobe, who is Coleman's source, received a 14-year sentence for distributing fentanyl. These cases are all part of a broader initiative to combat violent crime and dismantle high-level criminal organizations. Boy, this is cool. Weems and Plath unveiled the Bright Wind. It's an ultrasonic wind sensor / LED tri-colored anchor light combination at the Discover Boating Miami International Boat Show. This product is a one-of-a-kind. It's a collaboration with the Spanish manufacturer Calypso Instruments. It combines non-mechanical wind sensors with Weems and Plath's energy-efficient LX tri-color LED navigation light. Mike Flanagan, president and CEO of Weems and Plath, highlighted the efficiency of the innovation of combining the navigation light with the wind sensor onto one unit. Brightwind does use ultrasonic transducers for wind measurement and is compatible with NMEA 0183, whatever that means, or NMEA 2000 displays. It is the first ever, developed right here in Annapolis, and will be on display and available at the Annapolis Spring Sailboat Show later in April. Now, we did a local business spotlight with Mike a few months back. Scroll back and check that one out. And as we begin to wrap it up, the Banneker-Douglass Museum is set to undergo a name change, likely to include civil rights trailblazer Harriet Tubman. This proposal, is driven by the Maryland Commission on African American History and Culture, is moving through the Maryland General Assembly as we speak. The change does aim to reflect a broader representation of Black leaders and honor Tubman's contributions to Maryland and American history. Chanel Compton Johnson, the executive director of the commission and the museum, emphasized Tubman's role in symbolizing the many contributions of Black women. The museum, which opened in 1984, initially considered including Tubman in the name, but the idea was scrapped due to length concerns and underappreciation of her contributions at the time. This year, coinciding with significant civil rights anniversaries, the museum does plan to celebrate the new name with an event featuring live art and African dance performances. Hopefully you caught our Canines and Crosstreks on Friday with Chip, a very friendly and very cool Beagle setter mix, and hopefully you do have some room in your heart for him. If you missed it, go back and give that a listen. And on Saturday, we spoke with Suzanne Snyder from Sail Beyond Cancer. And I do apologize for the sound on that one. Rise Up Coffee was particularly noisy that morning when we recorded, so it is not great. I had to do a lot to clean it all up, but it is an incredibly worthy cause and definitely worth your time to give it a listen. And then there was that bonus pod we dropped with Dr. Rachel Toles. She's coming to Maryland Hall on April 2nd to talk about the psychology of serial killers. I have my tickets already. It's going to be a fascinating program brought here by Ram's Head Presents. All right, that's a wrap. Thank you, first and foremost, and also a quick thank you to our sponsors for the Daily News Brief. Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County Solar Energy Services, and Hospice of the Chesapeake. Ann Covington and her Monday Money Report are here to make sure that you are on the right financial track. And of course, George Young from DCMDVA Weather is here with the only locally forecasted weather report you're going to find. All of that's coming up for you in just a bit, so hang around.
Have you ever had to wait to get an appointment at the Apple Store? Skip the wait and the line at the mall by visiting Mac Medics in Severna Park or Lanham, where appointments are not necessary. Mac Medics is an Apple-authorized service provider. Mac Medics services all Apple devices, including broken iPhone screens and batteries, and all without an appointment. Most iPhone repairs are complete the same day and usually within a few hours. Mac Medics is also an Apple-authorized reseller and sell Apple products at the same price as the Apple Store. Visit Mac Medics in Severna Park or Lanham for Apple-authorized sales and service and shop local. Don't wait for help. Call Mac Medics at 410-757-MAX, which is 410-757-6227. It's 410-757-6227. Or visit them online at macmedics.com. When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, March 18th. It was a pretty nice weekend for the Annapolis region, and the week ahead will be fairly nice as well, though temperatures will come down a bit below average on the whole, with average highs now in the 55 to 57 degree range depending on exact location. Look for mostly sunny skies today and tomorrow with highs in the low to mid 50s, with breezy west winds each day gusting to 20 or 30 miles per hour at times, ahead of a really nice day Wednesday with more sunshine and highs around the 60 degree mark. From there, it'll be right back down to 50 degrees or so, 4 p.m. highs on Thursday despite tons of sunshine, with more low to mid-50s expected Friday through Sunday, with mixed skies and a small chance of rain showers each day. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow DCMDVA Weather on Facebook and X for updates each day, along with the website at dcmdvaweather.info. So you can always stay weather informed.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Is all this talk of inflation making you uneasy? Me too, especially the uncertainty. How bad will it eat into my future purchasing power? Well, don't feel helpless, because solar energy can give you some financial control. By installing and owning your solar system, you can lock out electricity cost inflation by locking in your electricity price for more than 25 years. Many of our inflation-fighting clean energy systems offset 100% of the annual electricity demands. Customers frequently add electric vehicle charging and backup batteries to their solar projects, providing them inexpensive auto fuel and additional energy security for the home. Freeze energy inflation in its tracks by committing to affordable, clean solar energy. Call us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net. But don't wait another minute. Sunshine's a wasted.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
You work hard for your money. Is your money working hard for you? Managing and investing it can be confusing. Ann Covington, a financial planner from CovingtonAlsina, has been helping people make sense of it for nearly 20 years. Are you ready? Now, here's your Monday Money Report.
This is Ann Covington of CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report. The markets squeaked out a positive week, despite declines to close out the week after data showed inflation remains stubbornly high. The Federal Reserve Bank will release updated economic projections on Wednesday and give investors insight into the possibility of rate cuts this year. We've had a lot of questions lately about Social Security, specifically about spousal benefits. If you think about society in 1937, when Social Security began, there were few wives who worked outside the home. And if you look at your pay stub, you'll see the deduction for OASDI, Old Age, Survivors, and Disability Insurance, which is the full name for what we call Social Security. It was intended to be a safety net for people who had lived past the normal lifespan, for widows and orphans, and for workers who became disabled and unable to work prior to retirement. Today, even though both spouses often work outside the home, we still have spousal benefits and survivor benefits. Spousal benefits help the spouse who earned less. You're entitled to the greater of your own benefits, or half of your spouse's primary insurance amount, which is what they receive if they take benefits at their full retirement age. You are not entitled to both, and you no longer get to choose one over the other. When you file for Social Security, you provide information about current and former marriages. If you were divorced and were married for at least 10 years, you are still entitled to spousal benefits. Your former spouse will never know, and it does not impact their benefits. They don't even have to have claimed Social Security. If you remarry, you would claim on your current spouse's record. If you divorce again, you can still claim on the first spouse's record. Regardless of whose record you claim on, you will only receive one payment, the greater of your own, or 1/2 of a current or former spouse's full retirement age benefit. If you are a widow, or if your former spouse from a marriage of at least 10 years has passed, you are entitled to survivor benefits. Survivor benefits will vary based on when the person died and if they claimed Social Security. For example, if someone passed while still working, the surviving spouse is eligible for benefits based on their primary insurance amount, the amount they would have collected at their full retirement age. If someone passed after retirement and had begun drawing Social Security, their surviving spouse would be entitled to the full amount they had been receiving. Surviving spouses can also start these benefits at 60, although there is a reduction for taking benefits early. There is one advantage to these benefits, though. You can claim widow's benefits and allow yours to continue growing, switching to your own record any point up to age 70. You can't do that with spousal benefits. And again, both spousal and widow's benefits are available for a current spouse and a former spouse if the marriage lasted at least 10 years. Choosing when to draw Social Security can have a big impact on your financial plan, and we recommend sitting down with your financial advisor to make this decision as part of your retirement plan. Your action item this week is to check your Social Security statement. These used to be mailed annually, but the agency stopped in 2011 to save money. Go online at ssa.gov, establish an account, and review your reported earnings. Be sure to check out our website at CovingtonAlsina.com or our Facebook page for more information and to register for our upcoming educational events, including this week's Women, Wine, and Wisdom Talk on long-term care. Covington Alsina is a registered investment advisor. Information presented for educational purposes only, not to make an offer, solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific securities, investments, or investment strategies. Investment for all risk, unless otherwise stated, are not guaranteed. Be sure to first consult with a qualified financial advisor and/or tax professional before implementing any strategy discussed herein. Past performance is not indicative of future performance. And if you don't have a financial advisor, come talk to us. This is Ann Covington with CovingtonAlsina.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.